Hey guys, it's Transparent Tuesday with DM Dr. Moore. And I came across this picture and I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit because a lot of times we allow the enemy to trick us when we're going through things in our life and we just like to roll over like an animal. Like, dogs, they just roll over, they play, you know, and all this other kind of stuff. They go on the command. Stop, roll over. Sometimes they roll over, play dead, but they've given up at that point. So I came across this picture and it blessed my entire life, especially when talking about the bounce back, because there are so many areas in our lives that we have to bounce back from. But what we do is we just give up, we surrender, we wave the flag. And the picture goes like this: if the sea couldn't stop Moses, if the wall couldn't stop Joshua, if a giant couldn't stop David, if death couldn't stop Jesus, then nothing will stop you from doing God's will. And that's exactly the attitude that I had to have because I went through some crazy, horrible things. When I tell you I wanted to just like go off, but I couldn't. And I had to think about these very things right here. Because let me tell you something. That sea was in Moses' way, and what did he do? He took that staff and he parted it. That wall was in Joshua's way, and what did they do? They walked around that thing, okay, until it fell down. Then we have David, who said, I'm going to go slay the giant. Hello, giant, many giants in our way. And what did he do? He took those stones, those smooth stones that the Bible keeps saying, he took them smooth stones and went smooth at Goliath's head, okay, and then decapitated. Then we have Jesus, who has been beaten, he has been spit on, he has been talked about, he has been nailed to the cross. That didn't even stop him because he died and then rose again. That's why we have Resurrection Sunday. And I'm just trying to figure it out. If we have these examples in the Bible, what is stopping you? He's given each and every one of them a tool. David had a staff, one staff, parted the Red Sea. Joshua had to walk. So, what situations are you walking away from instead of walking around until it falls down? Then we have David, who had rocks, and all he had to do was take his rocks and his slingshot and fling them at Goliath so that way he could knock that giant down. So, we got rocks, we got staffs, we got feet. Then we have Jesus, who died to live again. What have you not died from so that you can live again? A lot of us are holding on to things. We're holding on to dead weight, and we have not died from those things so that we can live again and live the life that God has called us to live. I had to die from some things. I had to die from some attitudes. I had to die from some friends. I had to die from some families. I had to die from a lot of things. But guess what? You know what I did have? I had my staff. It parted every situation in my life that thought it was going to take me down. I had them rocks that I threw at Goliath every time that giant thought he was going to come after me. I had my feet. So every situation, instead of walking from it, I walked around it until that thing fell down. I went for it. I went for it. I didn't run away from either situation. Every character in the Bible did not run away from the situation. That's what we're doing. We're running away from a lot of stuff. Nope, they stood there. Moses stood there with that staff and said, part. Joshua walked around, fall down. David, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to use my rocks. Use the rocks you got. Sling that giant, knock that giant down. Then go ahead and take the knife and cut his throat, slam off. Then Jesus, all that he went through, spit on. People talk about you. People talk about me. Okay? So what? But there's some things that you have to die from. You got to stop worrying about what everybody else talking about. You got to stop worrying about what everybody else trying to do to you. Because guess what? They're doing it to you, but it's for you. It's to show you that there's some behaviors about yourself that you need to change. Now, how all of this coincides with bouncing back? Because if you don't do these steps, if you don't cut these giants' heads off, if you don't walk around these situations until the walls fall down, if you don't use that staff to part that Red Sea so that mess could get out of your way, what's going to happen? It's all going to stop the assignment on your life. And guess what? When you die and you have Jesus to answer for, he's not going to ask about that Red Sea because I gave you a staff. He's not going to ask about Goliath because I made sure you have rocks. He's not going to ask about that wall because he gave you feet to walk around it. He's not going to ask about them people who talking about you and who saying stuff about you, who turning their backs on you. He's not going to do that because he said that there's some stuff you got to die from. There's some stuff you need to get delivered from. So let's stop. Let's just stop and let's bounce back. Let's bounce back into our abundant life. Let's bounce back so we can get to the other side of that Red Sea. Let's bounce back so those walls can come down. Let's bounce back so that way that Goliath can be slain.